Welcome, thank you for coming. Please subscribe and like for more stories. Have a great day, and even better tomorrow. Smile. What conspiracy theories do you think are too logical to ignore? David Miscavige, the chairman of the Church of Scientology, definitely murdered his wife, and is getting off scot-free for it. Him and his wife got into a pretty heated argument in 2007, and she hasn't been seen since. Lawyers hired by David claim she is still alive, and devotes 100% of her time to work at the Church of Scientology, which is why she hasn't been seen since August 2007. In 2013, a former member of the church had filed a missing person report that was closed after a few officers had spoken and seen Mrs. Miscavige, even though there's no evidence whatsoever of this meeting. All missing persons reports now are turned down since this investigation is forever closed. With the number of millionaires/billionaires that are psychopaths or similar, there must be a few super rich serial killers out there. By extension, there must be people making money supplying victims in the same way Epstein was supplying girls to the wealthy who wanted to scratch an itch. With the money, power, and influence would come governments and intelligence agencies willing to overlook or cover up terrible actions for leverage. New Coke was a way for Coca-Cola to switch from real sugar to corn syrup without people noticing. Switch to the new formula that everyone hates, keep it for a while so that people demand the old one back, then switch it back after enough time has passed that people wouldn't notice the relatively subtle change. Nothing's actually happening in Area 51. The government just keep it so people will focus on it, and ignore the shady stuff happening somewhere else. That the US knowingly left POWs behind in Vietnam. Google Maps only asks you for feedback on its navigation when it knows it did a good job. I use navigation all the time, and I find that when it gets me to the destination on time or earlier than predicted, I get a notification asking to rate the trip, but if it gets me there after it originally estimated, I never get that notification. The fashion industry makes too much money from purses to care about making pockets for women easily available. Edit. All the people saying just buy men's pants have apparently never seen a woman's hips. I like that people always are worried that Epstein was murdered instead of suicide. What if this was a ploy to cover up that he just escaped or paid his way out of prison? Secret societies definitely exist. Amazed that I haven't seen. Gary Webb, link 1 in description, mentioned, exposed the CIA for assisting in drug trafficking, and commits suicide with 2 bullets to the head. This one is small, and local, but still too insane to ignore, and just came up today. Just recently, our small suburban town's favorite gas station went out of business. Everyone went there. The guy who ran it was the mayor. He retires, and sells the property after an issue with the ground underneath the gas pumps. They tear down the gas pumps, and keep the garage. Mavis Tire bought the property, and opened a new store. A few days after the Mavis opens, someone posts a picture on Facebook of an intersection at a road near it with nails all over the road. The guy there oeases that a box of nails fell off of a construction truck. The police come clean it up, and it seems all is well. Fast forward a few days later, and people are commenting on the post that they're finding nails in their car tires. Not just from that intersection. People jokingly say maybe it was the new Mavis guys throwing nails around, but nothing really happens. Several weeks later, people have been posting day in and day out pictures of nails in their car tires. My dad took my car into the Mavis in question about 3 weeks ago, and they found a nail inside of the right front tire. I noticed that it was driving sort of funny, but never that my tire was on the verge of exploding. I jokingly said people have been saying you guys have just been going around throwing nails all over the place, trying not to laugh at how insane it sounded to say out loud. The guy behind the counter said nothing, but yeah, with a weird smirk. Over 50 people have posted on the town Facebook that their cars have had nails in their tires. My mom is driving my car now because her car has a nail in the tire. It's been almost 3 months. I'll post updates if anyone is interested. Edit. It totally might not be Mavis. There isn't any proof right now, and there are other possible reasons for the nails, but the timing is too perfect to ignore. Edit 2. Apparently this is a huge deal in foreign countries. Edit 3. Holy crap, this blew up. Jamie Lynn Spears was raped by Dan Schneider. He is the father of her first child. I believe that the U.S. government has men in black that make people disappear if they know more than what's good for them. Pretty sure I saw it here on Reddit at one point, but someone brought up the art trade, that these million-dollar art shows / individual pieces that go for insanely high prices are just a way for money laundering. This isn't a conspiracy theory. But I find any chance I can to say that dinosaurs definitely had feathers, and deniers are just clinging to Spielberg's image of them. The FBI keeps posting questions like this to see what the public knows. Edit. Why did this do well? Nutley NJ, where Martha Stewart was born, has a butcher shop every other corner. How much meat does one small blue-collar town need? Suspicious. The Denver Airport theory. I mean, the capstone of the building literally has the Freemason logo on it. There's some weird-ass apocalypse murals on the walls, the runways look like a swastika, and there's a 50-foot tall horse statue with red glowing eyes. I mean, seriously, who the F designed that place? Time to sort by controversial. Jamie Lynn Spears, Miranda Cosgrove, Victoria Justice, etc. were raped by Dan Schneider. Nickelodeon let him get away with a lot. There's so many feet jokes in all those shows. A lot of the interviews with those cast members get really awkward when they're around Dan. If you got to pursue your dream career when you really wanted it, wouldn't you do just about anything? If you made Dan Schneider mad, your career would be ruined, and your dreams would be over. Edit. I do admit rape is a strong allegation, but he is at least really creepy with the feet jokes. At the very least, he is a pedophile with sexual attraction toward his female stars. Some torture devices such as the Iron Maiden were made up hundreds of years later so people would think, well, a regular hanging ain't too bad then. That annoying girl Debbie that used to work in accounting stole the succulent I had on my office desk. She always made comments about how much she loved it. Then she quit her job here. I come into work the next day, and it's mysteriously nowhere to be found. Haven't seen it since. 1. Kennedy gets elected. 2. Kennedy is critical of the CIA, his own VP, and military for wanting to turn the Cold War into a hot one, and the willingness to perform false flag operations, Project Northwoods, to do it. 3. Kennedy is shot. 4. His VP takes power. 5. Classified. Let me introduce you to #WonkaPiercer, theory that Oscar-winning director Bong Joon-ho made a sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with his 2012 film Snowpiercer. McDonald's shake machines are never actually down, the night crew people are just too lazy to clean it. That karma on Reddit really does nothing. Probably too late to this thread, but the idea that there are too many chicken wings for the amount of chicken sold. There is something like 1 billion chicken wings sold every Super Bowl. Where are they coming from? The US government's involvement in the crack cocaine epidemic. The NFL manipulates its games just enough in order to get the best product out of their season because they are a business with billions of dollars on the line. Dr. Claw is Inspector Gadget. Edit. Dr. Claw is Human Inspector, and Inspector Gadget is obviously a younger clone of him. With all the scientists in the world, there has to be at least one secret lab on this planet where they have cloned a human. Our phones and/or the apps on them are listening to conversation. I'm super anti-conspiracy theory, but this has happened to me way too many times in the last 2 years. I impulse shop really badly. I carry cash for the explicit purpose of I can use this guilt-free for an impulse purchase. 2 years ago I bought high-end lipstick with cash in a store after doing zero research on the brand. Next day I had ads for it despite never even previously hearing of that company before. I had only talked with a sales associate about the brand for a while. 6 months later a very similar thing happened when I switched hair care products to very specific brand. Later that night I had ads for their company which I had never heard of or looked up pre or post purchase. 8 months ago I ordered a cider I had never heard of at a bar in NYC, didn't research the company or anything about it. Not even 2 hours after I left the restaurant I had ads for that brand of cider on my Facebook. There's easily 5 to 7 more times I could think of, but these are the ones that bother me the most because I am positive the transactions were all in cash. I had never looked up the product before, and I had very targeted specific ads from those exact companies less than a day later on most of my social media. Edit to add, I know how location services work, and that's how advertisers get a lot of data because of where you go and shop. But shopping at a huge store with hundreds of brands, Ulta, Sephora, Macy's, etc. What are the odds I got an ad for the exact products I bought? Like genuinely. They weren't on sale, weren't researched. The sales reps didn't help me find them. Same thing with the bar, they carry dozens of brands of booze, and specialty beers, and stuff. What are the collective odds I got a multiple specific ads for the exact brand of cider I ordered off of a menu of 50+ drinks? That's the weird part. If I had just gotten generalized targeted ads for those stores or random products in those stores, fine. Or if I had gotten ads for stuff I had bought before it researched a lot, also fine, but the odds of 3 ads for highly specific brands/items within a day of me buying those items from a large broad store in cash is just too much. Even the most advanced algorithm couldn't have predicted a spontaneous $100 Lorac/MAC lipstick purchase, with the only data being this person is an Ulta, and has googled Urban Decay eyeshadow before. NASCAR is fake, it's just Hot Wheels going around a track, and all the sounds are made by one guy in a sound booth imitating to what he thinks a race car would sound like. U.S. intelligence conducting organized blackmail operations out of Epstein's island. The prosecutor handling Epstein's old case was told to back off and go easy because Epstein was intelligence. Acosta's departure from the administration confirmed that this was not just a rumor. So as an American, I would really like to know exactly who was blackmailing who, how far it extended, and what political decisions were affected. Some people had to talk about Fight Club, otherwise, it wouldn't exist. Jar Jar Binks was supposed to be a Sith Lord, and the big bad of the Star Wars prequels, but George Lucas screwed up the directing, and then chickened out after seeing the public reception of the character. See also r/Darth Jar Jar. Amazon Go isn't about replacing cashiers, but about selling stock, receiving tax breaks for R&D, and selling marketing analytics on the shoppers. This is why the stores are placed in financial districts, and aren't open 24 hours or the weekend. Their camera system is backed up by employees watching you. Google Amazon Go Chicago. They're closed right now. My dog did not go to Doggy Disneyland because he won a lifetime ticket for being a good boy. I think that he in fact died.